My name is Steve Dean. I served in the U.S. Army from 2000 to 2013 as a combat medic. My transition back to civilian life well, I don't know if it's changed me per se. It's just the person who I was. It's given me some challenges to mend the two together. As far as the daily life goes, it's been a challenge. It's a daily reminder that you're not in the military. Some of the harder transitions were probably adjusting from a combat-oriented lifestyle to the normal civilian world, having a normal family, if you will, day job, things of that nature. You still see people in the military, and then your first gut feeling is, I should be there. I need to be back there. I need to be pulling my weight. And then like it settles in that you're not doing that anymore, and then you're just like, oh, it's tough. During my time in Iraq, we had no medics organic to our unit. We did lose a soldier in June of that year. Between that, a few other things I witnessed, and between my own personal injury, I was a little bit amazed about how they took care of me. That's the main reason that I became a medic. I felt like I had more to give, and I could give in a better way, and that was the way to do it. Stan's a real creative guy. It's like he seemed really shy and stuff off the bat, and he seemed really nervous about getting this design done.
Well, I was kind of nervous when I first started this process because I didn't have a lot to go back, a lot to work off of. And Steve said, he didn't have a lot of stories, but once he got started, there's so much stories behind it, and he has a lot to offer. And so through listening to his stories and taking down notes and words that really mean something for him, and then once we got through those, we started brainstorming things that we can incorporate into the design and taking his stories and translating into the design.
It was kind of getting to see a creative mind at work, because I didn't have insight into this kind of thing. About as creative as I can get is seeing a cake at a store or something like that, but watching these guys put these things together and then watching him, the stuff he came up with in a matter of hours, as far as the next day goes, was incredible. It had deep meaning. He took my words, listened to my words, and applied them into his concepts. And it's incredible.
The name of the design is Tale of Twos. The story really behind it is really amazing, and the idea of the design is telling two stories of one person. And Steven, as a veteran, so he had two sides to his life, as a Army veteran and as a civilian, and we wanted to tie those two life that he has into one design. So his one side would describe his military side, and one side would describe his civilian side, and this design is trying to balance those two together.
The design that he showed me, the Tale of Twos, that particular design really jumped out at me, because you're torn between two of your families, and by expressing that, maybe people can see that and it'll help understand it's so much deeper than just us pulling triggers or dropping bombs. That we're humans too, and that's a struggle we deal with. And that's actually too, it's a similarity that I think everybody deals with, and it would be a good starting point to really identify our similarities.
In the design, you see an Army person facing one side, and then you have a civilian facing another side. And that kind of shows that, it's a one person, but at the same time, they carry two messages.
Yeah, I think the gloves, though, they ended up, who knew that they would have had such a big impact later, but I think that's where it all got started.
The design has two parts to it. One side is that the glove is making a fist, which represents like anger and all the things that he went through. And then one side is open. It's like a receiving hand that he's, more open, like after, all these things that he went through, like it's more about like receiving and giving it,
Well, this is what I would tell other vets. If there's other vets that are thinking about doing this, if you have an opportunity to do something like this, do it. Without a doubt, do it. Do it, just take my word for it and do it. If anything, do it so it'll help the next guy. So maybe you can get the word out to somebody today so they can understand and then you're getting your word out there. So actually, it might be a good idea for those that don't like going and talking to people. This is a creative way to get your story out there. And shoot, I learned a lot from him too. So this is great. You can have a sense of belonging with other people that weren't in the military. That's just simply by this, man. That breaks down a lot of barriers. Yeah.